Okay, okay, good day everyone. Good evening everyone. Um, I am recording this discussion because tomorrow or today, I am working with my documents. I am tasked to. I was invited, and I am representing FU Tech to go to FU Korea. With me is Sir G. Vins of IT, Faculty of IT. So um, today we will be working our documents to pass or to have our visa, no, going to Korea. Okay. So I will inform you later, guys, or some other days when will our schedule, no, going there. Okay. Ayan. So now, mm, we will discuss Module 5. Okay, so we will discuss Module 5. So, ang Module 5 is all about the software. Okay, so while ang hardware provides us a physical foundations ng ating computer, it is the software also that brings uh, this hardware to life, or this device to life, because a software without software, the hardware is nothing, no? Para siyang dead lang po siya. Para lang isang gamit na walang ah, parang hindi nagbibigay ng kulay. Somewhat like you have uh, you have your life, for example, and you don't have any love life, so parang walang kabuhay-buhay o yan, di ba? O parang walang tawag dito, ah, walang inspirasyon. Okay? So, somewhat like um, a computer. Okay? A computer without a software, it's nothing. Okay? So, today we will be exploring what software is, and the different types of software, and the critical role it plays the every computer system, from the simplest mobile device to the most complex supercomputers. Okay, so to get a clear picture, no, of what will be covered, so let's review the objective of this session. So first, um, our main objective, by the way, for this module is to define the software, the system software, and understand the two main components to identify the different types of operating systems, and explain um, what's the purpose of these several utility programs, and lastly, we have to identify also the four categories of the application software and its different and differentiate among these seven forms through the software available, no? Through which a system is available. Okay, so by the end of this slides or this discussion, you will have a solid understanding, no, of the different types of software, and how we work together to make our computers so powerful. Okay, take note, guys. We are a computer science, and we will deal more with um, software. Okay, so sometimes when we create a software, um, how we use our tawag dito, our hardware to interact with our software, no? Yan. So, we will start by exploring the foundational layer of a software that manages the computer hardware. Okay? Okay, so now let's start with a system software. So let's begin with the system software. Okay, so this is now the software, no? So this is the software that interacts, or that acts as intermediary between the computer and the user. Okay, the computer and the user, or the intermediary of the hardware and its application software. Okay, so that's what uh, that's we are as the user, no, how we interact with it. Okay, so you can think that it is an engine of the computer, no, that is working behind the scenes to make everything else, no, run smoothly. No? Okay, now let's define the software more formally and look its two main components. Um, the system software, okay? The system software consists of the programs that control or maintain the operations of the computer and its devices. So it's the backbone now of the computer's functionality. Okay? So, based dito sa ating slides, there are two main types ng ating system software. Uh, System softwares are the operating systems and the utility software. Okay, so one of the examples of operating systems are we have Microsoft Windows, Microsoft tawag dito, Windows 11, Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows XP. So, kung naabot nyo pa yung Windows 98, ayan, so, kaidaran nyo kami. So, naabutan ko pa yung Windows 98 na yan. Okay? May diskette pa yan, no? Ayan. Parang ano ko lang na ano, kung gaano na ako katanda, joke lang. Okay, so now, okay, again, no, that there are two main types of the system software. These are the operating system and the utility programs. Okay, so isa-isahin natin itong dalawa. So yung operating system, ito yung pinaka-importante na type of system software. Why? Because this is ito yung mas responsible for managing all the computer hardware and the software resources natin. Okay? While naman sa utility programs, ito yung mga smaller programs na nagpe-perform siya na may mga specific tasks or maintenance tasks. Like for example, antivirus. So ang antivirus will protect us from our computer viruses, di ba? Or will protect our computer system from viruses. Another, we have managing files. For example, mga cleaners, ano pa yon? Ano pang mga systems, mga utility software na meron tayo. So marami po tayong utility software. One of the example of that is antivirus. Mayroon tong mga disk utilities and so on. Okay? So now, which delve with each of these in details. Okay? Isa-isahin natin to. We will let's take a closer look at the most important type of system software, which is the operating system. So unahin natin si operating system. Okay. Okay. So ang operating system or the OS is ito yung mga set of programs that contains instructions that work together to coordinate all these activities among the computer hardware resources. As you can see in the diagram here, okay, in our slide, the OS is responsible for a wide range of functions, okay, including the starting and shutting down our computer. Next, providing a user interface. You can see, meron tayong graphical user interface, how we interact with it, managing the programs in the memory, coordinating tasks, configuring the devices, establishing a network or internet connections, monitoring performance, providing utilities, automatically updating itself, controlling a network, and administering security. Okay? In short, our operating system is the master of controller or the master controller of the entire computer system. Okay? So now let's look more visual representation of how the operating system functions, no, as the central coordinator. Okay? Ayan. So, um, uh, these diagrams, no, it illustrates how the operating system functions as the central hub of the computer. It manages everything from the hardware components, like for example, printer, the monitor, no, to the software applications, like for example, yung web browsers natin, no, mga word processors or Microsoft Words, no. That's one of the example of word processor. Okay. So yung operating system natin, ini-ensure niya that all these different components can communicate with each other, okay? And work together seamlessly, no? So try to analyze, try to think, guys, no? Without the OS, okay? So your computer would be is just a collection of parts, no? That they cannot do, no? That cannot do anything, okay? So para lang yang uh, pag-ibig na walang spark, okay? So parang ganun lang, no? So dapat may spark. So for example, um, kailangan meron siyang operating system, okay? So now let's break down some of these key functions, starting with every first thing of a computer. Does you turn it on, no? Okay. So ang process, no, of starting or restarting our computer is tinatawag nating booting. Okay? So when you start your computer, i-execute na lahat ng mga functionality, yung mga firmware, no? Ang tawag diyan ay booting, no? Booting. Okay? So there are two types of booting, no? A cold boot, which kung magto-turn on tayo ng computer that has completely powered off. Okay? That has completely powered off. Okay? Kung ang warm boot naman, which you can use the operating system to restart the computer. Okay? So again, ang cold boot is a more thorough process that checks all the hardware and software, while our warm boot is a quicker way to refresh the system. So, and clear out all these any temporary files or errors, no? Okay, so let's take a look, no, the steps, no, involving the boot process. Okay, so we have here the diagrams. Okay, the diagrams or the pictures, no, shows the step-by-step process of how our PC boots up. It's clearly orchestrated sequence of an events that bring your computer to life. Of course, it starts with the power supply, sending the signal to the computer system or the system unit, and ends with the operating system loading into memory. So each step of this na is a crucial part of the process that brings our computer to life. So understanding this process can be helpful, no, for our troubleshooting problems, and also for understanding how our computer works, no, and it's a fundamental level. Okay, so an important concept related to booting is to boot a drive. Okay, to boot a drive. So a boot drive, ito yung drive from our computer, no, that starts computer starts. um, this is typically our computer main hard drive. Are you familiar with hard drive? Okay, so meron siyang alternative, no? You can also boot from the boot disk, which can be also a CD or a DVD or a USB drive. For a recovery disk naman, it's a special type of boot disk that contains a few system files that will start the computer. Okay? So, this can be a lifesaver or operating system because when our computer system corrupted and you can start your computer normally. Okay, so now let's discuss the different way on the operating system that can be shut down. Okay, so when when it comes to shutting down, our operating system offers several options. Two important steps, no, to ay sleep mode or hibernate. Okay, ano kaya itong sleep mode, no? Ang sleep mode, it saves any open documents and programs to our random access memory or RAM. Okay? Okay, so um, ang RAM and places into a computer low power state, it allowing us or allowing for the quick resume, no? Quick resume. Okay? So this is like a putting our computer, no, sa or pause, no, or naka-pause po siya, no. Okay, so ang hibernate naman on the other hand is saves yung mga information or same information doon sa hard disk or the ating hard drive before powering down completely, no. So this is like a saving our work and when then turning it off the computer, no, turning off the computer. So for example, when you restart the computer, it will reload the same sessions. Kung ano yung sessions before, sa pag-shutdown mo, it will reload, no, the same session. So you can pick up exactly where you left off. So the hibernate is the great option, no, when you won't be using a computer, no, for a while, but if you want to save your work, of course it conserve energy. Okay, okay, so my time now is 1:11. um, so pag na nag-watch mo to, so I will ask siguro kung what uh, time, no, yung pag ano recording ko. Okay, okay, next. Okay, next is the user interface or the UI. Ang UI, what allows us to interact the computer. So it bridge between us and the complex world of hardware and the software. So yung UI or user interface, it controls how we input the data and instructions and how the computer displays also the informations back to us. Okay? So the most common type of UI today is the graphical user interface or the GUI or GUI, no? Which the uses like menus, icons, and other visual images to make our interactions intuitive. Okay? So the GUI here has made computer accessible to much a wider audience as it doesn't require the user to memorize the complex commands, di ba? So, but however, there is another type of interface that is also important to understand. What is this? Okay? So, ito po yung command line interface or CLI. Okay? So, ang CLI, ito yung user interact with typing a command. Okay? So, ano, as you can see there, the old one, no, this is the old fashion compared to our GUI, but it is also a powerful tool, no, for mga technical users. As for example na mga tawag dito, mga technicians or mga experts or administrators, no. So this is a powerful tool, no, na pwede nilang gamitin to maintain the hardware. Okay? So the CLI or the command line interface, it allows for more direct control over the systems. Okay? And it can be used to automate the task or the run to run the scripts, no, and perform some complex operations that would be difficult to impossible to do with the GUI, no. So while it has a steeper learning curve, ang CLI is an essential tool for everyone who wants to have a deep understanding of how our computers work. Okay, how our computer works. Okay, so now let's move on how the operating system juggle with a multiple tasks at once. Okay, yeah. Okay, so again, how an operating system um, handles, no, the programs directly affects our productivity. Ang modern operating system now, no, can juggle multiple tasks at once. It allowing us to run some multiple programs at the same time. And ito yung tinatawag nating multitasking, no? So, some of the operating system can also support multiple users at the same time, no? Which is called, tinatawag nating multi-user. Okay? So, yung operating system natin is also has to manage which programs that are running in the foreground, meaning the ones you are currently interacting with it, and which are running in the background, meaning uh, hindi mo siya in-interact, no? Parang naka-run lang siya, pero iba yung application na ginagamit mo. Like for example, you are browsing an internet while you are opening a Microsoft Word. So once you are activating the Microsoft Word, nag-i-encode ka po ng mga nagra-write ka po ng thesis for example, or you are creating an essays, no? So yung foreground natin ay yung naka-Word, and our background task is yung browser. Okay? So preemptive multitasking is the technique, no, that allows the operating system to interrupt the programs that is taking up too much processor's time, okay, and ensuring the systems that remains responsive. Okay, so a multitasking allows the operating system to use multiple processor to run programs even faster, no? So there are all complex topics, but they are essential for understanding how the modern operating system works, no? Okay? So, ayan guys, no? So let's take a look, or let's look for a visual representation kung paano yung OS nag-manage ng mga programs. So you can see here, no? Um, the diagram provides a visual representation kung paano yung operating system nag-manage with multiple programs and users, no? As you can see, no, how the OS acts as the traffic cop, okay? Traffic cop, meaning directing the flow of the informations and ensuring that all these different programs and the users have the resources that they need to run, okay? So this is the complex and a dynamic process, no? But how the operating system is designed, no, to handle it all seamlessly, so you can also focus on you can focus on your work, no, or focus your work. Okay. Okay, so one of the most critical resources, no, ng operating system manages its memory. Okay, so so ito yung pinaka-importante din na i-consider natin, no? So paano maglo-locate ng memory. So si operating system yung nagma-manage, no, ng pag-store o pag-utilize ng ating memory. Okay? Ayan. So, in terms of a memory management, ito yung memory management is all about optimizing, no, the use of the computers na random access memory or a RAM. Ano kaya tong RAM na to? So ang RAM is a finite resource or a finite resource para yung operating system natin has to be smart on it's about how it allocates it to different programs. Okay, so for example, you tawag nito you run a multiple software, no? And then the operating system, meron tayong tinatawag nating scheduler, no? Kung ano yung ginagamit niya ngayon, so yun yung nag-allocate ng memory. Okay? So yun yung concept, no? Meron siyang tinatawag na operating system scheduler, or mayroon tayong term na first in, first out, last in, last out. Kung ano yung first na process, yun yung unang mag-print, or yun yung mapaprocess muna doon sa processor natin. Okay? Yan. So, akong nagmamanage po dyan ay yung ating operating system to allocate a certain part of a memory, no? Certain size or a certain allocation for a memory. Okay? Allocates a different program. Okay? Kung ang RAM natin runs slow, of course, our operating system also can use the technique called tinatawag nating virtual memory, and which uses also a portion of our hard disk, no, ng additional RAM. Okay? So this allow the computers to run more programs. Then it could just for example, the physical RAM, no. So it's a clever trick, no, that helps us our computer more powerful and versatile. Okay? And what else? Ayan. So, but how does the OS, no, decide, no, which task to perform when? Okay? Okay, so ang ating operating system is also responsible for task scheduling. So ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, which is determining the order which tasks are to process, no? Which tasks are first to process. So this is like a to-do list, no, for our computer. Yung operating system has ito yung magde-decide which tasks are most important and which can be wait, or ano yung pwede mong i-steady muna, no? Ano yung priority natin, okay? So ito yung crucial, no, for ensuring that our computer remains responsive pa rin, no, for all the tasks that are completed in timely manner. Okay? For example, ang ating operating system will give us a higher priority task to currently interacting with, and then such as, for example, nag-type tayo ng keyboard, okay? Then to task, for example, running the background, no? um, yung task na nagra-run ng background ay mga nagda-download na file. So yun yung, so while you are typing sa sa browser, okay, so nag-search ka muna pero may nagda-download yun, no? So yung nag-download, ito yung background. Ang yung foreground naman, ito yung gumamit ka ng browser na nagta-type ka o nagsi-search ka ng keyword. Okay? O yan. So let's see the diagram, no? Um, on this process. Okay? So um, the diagram here, okay? Ayan. So the diagram illustrates operating system manages and prioritize tasks. You can see how the OS acts as dispatcher, no, sending tasks to the processor to be executed, and the OS constantly making decisions about which task is to run next. So based on the variety of the factors such as the task priority, its its resource now requirements, and how long, no, and how long it has been waiting, no. So this is a complex and a dynamic process of um, what allows the computers to be powerful and responsive. So in today's connected world, Okay, so we are already in the connected world, no? Another key of functions of the OS is managing internet connections. Okay, so operating system or OS, no, typically provides a mean, no, to establish internet connections. Okay, this includes managing the network hardware, configuring the network settings, and providing the software that it's necessary to connect now to the internet. So our operating system takes care of all those low-level details ng networking. So you can just open our web browser and start surfing the web, no? So it's another example of how the operating system works behind the scene to make our life easier, okay? So but how do we know, no? Our how well our computer is performing? Yan. So, meron tayong tinatawag na performance monitor. Okay, kung ano yung task manager, no? Sa ating Windows Task Manager. So, ang tawag dyan, a performance monitor. It is a program, no, na nag-a-assess and reports information about various computer resources and devices. And it also helps us to identify bottlenecks or troubleshoot some mga problems and optimize ng ating mga computer performance. For example, no, if your computer running slow, so you can see also the performance of the monitor to see if our processor is being overworked, no, or if you are running out of memory. Okay? So the performance monitor, ito yung powerful tool, no, that anyone wants to get the most out of it, no, out of their computers, no. Ayan. So ito yung tinatawag nating task manager. So in general terms, ito yung tinatawag nating performance monitoring or monitor performance. Okay? So beyond these core functions of operating system also provides a suite tools to help our user manage their computers. Okay? So ito yung mga core functions ng ating operating system, no? These core functions also provides the user with powerful suite of built-in utilities to manage their computer effectively. So think of this, no, as your digital toolbox. You have the tools for a managing for a man, to managing your files, no, which is something to do every day, no. For example, organizing our documents into a folder for a project. So these are utilities, no, for researching files, which is are incredibly helpful, no, for us that you cannot remember where you save or a specific document. Okay, so you can view images, secure your computer against the unauthorized access, and properly uninstall programs to ensure no residual files, no, are left behind. So the OS also help us um, uh, with the maintenance through the tools of clean up disk. Are you familiar with this? By removing mga unnecessary files. Ang another is the defragment disk, no? Para ito siya ma-improve yung performance and ma-diagnose din yung what is ano yung makitang problem, no, when something goes wrong. Okay, so crucially it provides us utilities to backing up our files. Okay, so this is more essential for preventing our data loss, no, and even simple like setting up with our screensavers. Okay, so yun guys, so now let's focus, no, for one of the most critical maintenance features that work quietly in the background to keep our system, no, na safe po siya and the current automatic updates. Okay, so ito po yung tinatawag nating uh, automatic update. Okay, so ang automatic update is a features also, no, that automatically provides updates to programs, especially the operating system, no, kung ano po yung uh, states ng ating operating system, kung nasa latest state na po ba siya, no? Latest state na po ba yung ating operating system. So this is absolutely crucial for both security and stability. Okay? So think of it, no? Of your computer, immune systems, no? Computer's immune system. Constantly reviewing, receiving na new information to fight off our mga latest digital threats, no? As the new security holes or bugs are discovered, developers also release, no, patches to fix them. Like for example, mga viruses, no? Of course, kung mayroong na-create na mga bagong virus, of course, mag-update yung ating operating system or the security of our operating system. Kung ano yung makikita, kasi kung hindi po yun updated, no? May bagong virus ngayon. Okay? May bagong virus. Tapos yung operating system mo ay hindi siya latest, no? Latest state. Parang hindi siya nag-update for how many months, no? So it's very dangerous, no? Na papasok yung virus dun sa ating system or operating system. Then, itong system na to, because our operating system has no database, no, of detecting this new virus na pumasok po sa ating computer. So, yun, pag nakapasok na, minsan mahirap na siya i-update yung operating system once it's already affected or infected. So that's why guys, if your computer now is the status of your Windows is not yet updated, so you have to be sure, no, that your OS will be update if you are already connected to the internet, because you cannot update without internet guys. Okay, so kailangan talaga ng updated, no? Mag-a-update po talaga tayo. So far we have discussing the operating system, no, which is primarily in the context of our single computers. Now, let's shift, no, our focus to operating system that are specifically designed to network environment. Okay, for a while, let's have first a break for a while. Kuha muna ako ng tubig guys for a while. Anak, anak, may problema ka. Wala ni gasol. Wala ni gasol. Hindi ka kawan ko. Asa? Wala gani. Wala gani. Pamatay ni. Wala tayo sana. Unsa? Ikaw man, wala tayo. Wala. Dali na to kay wala nang pwede. Yes, okay. Pamatay ni. Wala nang respect. Hindi ka ini. Kau perlu dulu kok. Okay. Okay, guys. So, okay, so let's move on to network administration. So, not all operating systems are designed for personal use, no? Some are built to work with a network or server on a network. Meron po tayong tinatawag na server operating system. Ang server operating system is a high-powered OS na may capacity siya or capability na mag-organize and coordinates with multiple user access and also sharing resources. Okay? So, for example, the person responsible for managing no so ang tawag nito guys, you are the one who are responsible in managing the network. Ang tawag sa iyo po ay network administrator. Okay? So, the use of the server operating system para ma-perform yung mga critical tasks like for example, adding and removing the users ng computers and other devices from the network. And also, um, responsible also of installing softwares, no? And most importantly, administering network security to protect our mga organizations of our data. Okay? So, a fundamental aspect of the network administration and security is for managing who has the access to the network's resources. Okay? So, ito yung ano guys, para ma-manage yung access no sa ating network environment, each user is given a user account, and the account acts also as their digital identity on the network, and it consists of the two key parts of a username or a user ID, which is a public name that identifies a specific users, like for example mga G Smith, no? A second part is the password, which is the private combination of the characters that should be known, no, only to the user. And when you log, also known to the users. And when you log, you are also authenticating your identity, no, proving that to the system that you know, no, you know who you are or you claim to be, no. So this is the first and the most basic line of defense of securing the network and personalizing our experience. So now, we have a solid foundation or a solid understanding of what operating system do. And now let's explore another different types, no? Explore different types of operating system that exist ngayon. Okay? So, there are many different, no, types of operating system. So each designed for a specific purpose and environment, and we can group them into three main categories, and which will be exploring on detail. Number one, we have standalone operating system, which are found mostly dun sa mga desktop or laptop computers. Second, we have the server operating systems, which power the back end of the networks. The next, we have the embedded operating system, which is specialized operating systems found sa ating mga mobile devices, mga consumer electronics, no? So mga firmware, no? Firmware. Ito yung mga embedded operating systems. So let's begin with the type of operating system that most of us is very used, no, every day, that we use every day. We have the um, we have a standalone operating system. Ang standalone operating system, no, is a complete operating system that works on our desktop computer. Okay? Like for example, a notebook computer or a mobile computing device. It's a standalone system because it's designed to manage the resources in one device. So the most well-known example which we'll be discussing is the Microsoft Windows, okay? The Apple Mac OS. Of course, no? Ito yung mga powerful na mga multitasking operating systems. Like for example, mga Unix or Linux. Are you familiar with that? Okay? So, ayun guys, no? So, let's take a closer look at the operating system that holds the largest share in the desktop market. Okay? Ayan. So, ang tinatawag natin dito guys, one of the standalone operating systems is Microsoft Windows, no? Ito yung mostly wide used, no? Is mostly widely na mga standalone operating system sa buong mundo. Ito yung the latest version which is the Windows 11, marketed as a Microsoft, as Microsoft fastest and the most efficient OS to date, no? It's important to know that the Windows is not just a product, but it comes from the multiple editions. It comes in multiple editions. So the most common ones you will encounter are Windows 11 Home. Meron tayong Windows 11 Pro. Ang Windows 11 Home are designed for mga general users. Ang Windows 11 Pro which includes additional features, for example, mga businesses, mga power users for advanced networking and security tools. Ang Windows 11 Education, this is for schools and universities. Okay? This is for schools and universities. And for the Windows 11 Enterprise, it's designed also for the large organizations which more complex IT needs. Okay? Yan. So, okay, even though Windows 11 is the latest and its predecessors of Windows 10 that introduced many of the core applications that are still central of the Windows experience, no? So, the modern operating system, like for example, Windows, comes with the rich set of built-in programs. So, for example, Windows includes Microsoft Teams for a collaborations of messaging. Meron tayong mga Edge web browsers, no? For accessing the internet. Okay, we have the Xbox app which integrates gaming directly to the OS, and the tawag dito for a while guys. Recording kapit naman. Ano ba? Pag-inis. Hindi ka nag-recording ko. Okay guys. So, we are now, no, in modern operating system. For example, tinatawag natin Windows. It comes from a rich set of built-in programs. Example dito, Windows that includes MS Teams or Microsoft Teams for collaborations and messaging. Meron tayong Edge for a web browser for accessing the internet. The Xbox app that integrates gaming into our OS. And the comprehensive Windows Security Suite, which provides the antivirus and firewall protections right out of the box, no? So this bundling of applications which are what makes the operating system much more powerful and useful tool from the moment you first turn it on our PC. Okay? So beyond of these applications, Windows 11 also introduced several significant new features to improve the user interface productivity. Okay? So, okay. Windows 11. Windows 11 brought a host of new features designed to modernize the user interface, the user experience. It includes redesigned centered start button, di ba? Before ang Windows 10 nasa pinaka corner, okay, yung ating start button now it's in the center. We have the app launchers for more streamlined look. The Microsoft Edge browser was built on the Chromium engine, and the same open source project of the powers Google Chrome and makes easier or makes faster the more compatible. Cortana before in Microsoft Virtual Assistant is integrated also to help us to voice commands and searches. Ang productivity features like multiple desktops, meron siya, no? Task view, meron din siya that allows us to organize an open window, no, into a separate workspaces. Meron din tayo sa Windows 11 meron din features na Action Center which provide us the single place, no, that see all our notifications and access quick settings, no. And finally, we have also a tablet mode, no, para we can optimize the interface for touchscreen devices, no. So yun guys, no, yun yung mga features ni Windows 11. So now let's turn our attention for the second major player of the world's desktop operating system. Meron tayong tinatawag na uh, Apple Macintosh operating system. So this is the second major standalone operating system or tawag nating Mac OS. For many years, our Mac OS has set as the standard of operating system that is of use of an elegant design. It's known for its intuitive graphical user interface that tied latest versions, the tight integrations of the Apple hardware. So the latest version is Mac OS Sequoia. Sequoia. Are you familiar with that? Um, Sino may mga Apple dyan sa inyo? So what versions you have now in your operating system? The Mac OS Sequoia, it continues this tradition of adding the new features and further refining the user interface that has made its favorite among creative professionals and growing numbers of consumers. So now let's look for a pair operating system that are incredibly powerful, no? Yeah. And we have the uh, Unix, okay? So Unix and Linux are two operating systems that are incredibly powerful and it form backbone as much of our digital infrastructure. Then Unix is also a multitasking operating system that has developed in early 1970s. Its design was so influential, no, because that its principles that can be found many other operating systems today, including the Mac OS. Okay, so ang Linux is most popular. It's an open source, a Unix type operating system. So the term of open source is the key here. The term open source is the key here, no, meaning it means the source code of the fundamental blueprint of the operating system are freely available. So this has fostered a global community for developers who collaborate to improve it. Meron nga tayong iba't ibang versions ng operating system. Meron tayong Red Hat Linux. Meron tayong uh, Bayanihan Linux. Are you familiar with that? So Bayanihan Linux was developed by uh, our very own Department of Science and Technology. So, yun yung Bayanihan Linux before. So, it's a free source. Yeah, open source, I mean. Okay? Ayan. So Linux powers as vast majority web servers, mga supercomputers and Android smartphones. Before nag ano po kami, we had created a web server, we have also created a DNS servers, no? With a standalone system. So yung standalone system namin, inistallan po namin ng mga Windows 11, Fedora Linux, yan. Nag-install kami ng Fedora Linux, tapos kinonfigure po namin, sinicheck po namin yung mga properties, mga settings, no, to to run, no, a website, no. Ngayon, it's already pwede na siya sa cloud. Before po, parang pinapublicize lang namin or ina-up lang namin yung server namin, yung IP address. So, they will access, for example, andun po sila sa US. Then, nag-a-access po sila ng, for example, yung website ng school. Then, yung website ng school namin ay nakastore doon sa isang system lang, no? So, parang ina-access nila yung IP address ng aming system. Okay? So, yun yung concept before. Ngayon, naka-cloud na po siya, no? Naka naka-upload na po yung files natin doon sa cloud, no? Before kasi naka-ano lang yan, naka-file system lang yon. Pero bino-broadcast po namin yung IP address ng aming web server, and then kung kahit saan ka ng lupalop ng mundo, you can access the IP address of our server. Then once you access it, the domain name of the website will display on our address bar. Okay? So yun yun guys. Okay? Okay, so we've mentioned the Linux, the major players on servers. That bring us our next category of operating systems, which is designed specifically for that purpose. So, um, yeah. Next, we have the server operating system. Ang server operating systems are heavy lifters, no, of the computing world. They are specifically designed to manage network resources and provide services to other computers. Itong mga other computers are known as clients on other network. So, example listed here are the Windows Server 2025, the Unix, Linux, Solaris, and NetWare. These are all built for reliability and security. It's designed to run 24/7 and handle requests for many users at once. Every time you access the website, say it's saying an email, a stream a video, you're also interacting with the server running one of these operating systems. So now let's move on to the powerful servers in the data centers, to tiny specialized computers that all around us in everyday objects. So, ito yung tinatawag nating embedded systems. Okay? So, ang embedded operating systems is specialized operating systems that you don't typically install, no, or even see, but it also resides on a ROM chip of the mobile device or a consumer's electronic device. These operating systems are designed to be extremely efficient and reliable, performing a specific set of tasks for the device. So the list of examples is long and varied, no, including the older systems like Palm OS and Symbian, as well as the modern giants like Apple or Apple OS, iPhone OS, now called iOS, and the Google Android also, no. So the power everything from the smartphone and your car's entertainment system to your smart TV, no, and your digital camera. Yun guys, no? So, mga embedded system po siya. So, to make this more concrete, no, here are some visual examples, no, of the kinds of that device that use embedded operating systems. Ito po yun guys. Okay? So, as you can see there, no, as you can see in the slides, embedded operating systems are everywhere, no. They are invisible intelligence inside the huge range of devices that we use every day, no? From the smartphones in the pocket of our pocket, no? And the GPS that guides you to your digital camera and even your microwave oven. Okay, so each of these devices runs a specialized embedded operating systems. It designs to make it own functions, to make it functions. So this just goes to show how integral operating systems are to own modern world, to our modern world, no? Far beyond it confines the traditional computers. So that concludes, no, our look at the different types of operating system. Now, let's move on to second major type of system software, which is utility software. Okay, so utility software. Um, let's look, at the second type of operating system, which is utility software. A utility software is a type of a system software that allows the user to perform maintenance type tasks if our operating system is the engine of the operating system. If the operating system is the engine of our computer, by the way, you can think of utility programs also as our computer's toolbox. Okay, so they are a specialized tool that you can keep your systems running smoothly and manage your files and protect it from harm. No, so let's explore most the essential, the commonly used types of utility software or utility programs. Okay, ayan. So, one of the most essential utilities of the file managers is, um, ano guys, uh, uh, file manager, no? So, this is the tool that you can use to interact with all the documents, like for example, photos and other files sa ating computer. In Windows, this is called File Explorer. Sa Mac naman, it's a Finder. But it all performs the essential functions related to file management. No, it displays a list of your files. It helps you organize them into folders and allows you to copy, rename, delete, or move it to sort and sort them. And it also lets you create shortcuts, no, which are pointers to files in other locations, no, helping you stay organized. So, but what happens when you have thousands of files and you cannot find, no, the one you're looking for? What do you think you have to do, no? What do you think you have to, uh, gawin, no? So this is now, um we can now use, no, or where the search utilities comes in. Okay, so meron tayong search utilities. Okay, a search utility is a program that attempts to locate a file on a computer based on the criteria you specify. You can search also by file name or by course. So but modern search tools are more powerful. You can search it by text inside the documents. All filter the date that was file created. So the file type and other properties. So this can be huge time saver when you are trying to find a specific piece of information buried software or buried somewhere on your computer or hard drive. Well, so now let's look at pair, no, utilities, no, viewing files and another for removing them. Okay, so this image viewer is a simple program, that's uh, exactly what is the name suggests, allows you to display, copy and print the contents of the graphics, like for example JPEG, PNG. More importantly, we have an installer where you want to remove the program. You have always to use an uninstaller utility. It removes the program itself as well as the associated entries of the system files. Just deleting the program folder, you can leave behind junk files. And settings that slow down your computer that cause problems later on. So speaking of the cleaning up junk files, let's talk more about utility design specifically for that purpose. So, meron po tayong tinatawag na disk cleanup utility. Okay? Ang disk cleanup utility is like a digital janitor of our computer. It searches for the removes and unnecessary files and that are just taking up space. This includes like things like mga downloaded programs files, mga temporary internet files, and the browser saves it, delete files, and still setting up our recycle bin. Okay? The unused program files. So running a disk cleanup utility regularly is a good housekeeping practice, no? That you can set free or can free up our surprising amount of space on our hard drive, and it helps us to keep our computers running effectively. So in freeing up our space, in one way is to improve our performance, another is to organize the data and address more efficiently. So ito yung tinatawag nating disk refragment. A disk refragment is another utility designed to improve performance, but it works different way. On a traditional hard drive, you can save and delete files. They become fragmented, meaning their pieces to get scattered all over the physical disk. So this make it slower our computer to read the file because it's just to jump around the different pieces. No? So this defragment reorganizes the files, the an unused space of the computer hard drive used para yung ating operating system can access the data more quickly. It's like a tidying up of messy library so you can find the book you want faster. No, it worth noting. However, this process is generally not needed for a modern solid state or tawag nating SSD. Okay, so now we've covered how to keep the disk organized, and let's talk about one of the most crucial of all utilities, protecting now your data through backups. Okay, so mayroon tayong tinatawag na backup utility. Okay, this utility allows us to copy an important files, documents, photos, music, everything to another storage medium like an external drive or a cloud service. This is your safety net, if your computer hard drive fails. If you accidentally delete a crucial file in our system, it attacked by a virus, your backup which allows you to recover your data. Okay, so the restore utility is what you use to perform that recovery. So it reverses the process that returns and backup files to the original form. Regularly backing up your data is the single most important thing that you can do protecting it, no? So backups protect you from the data loss. Now let's discuss the utility for protecting the computer from the active incoming threats from the internet. Ito yung tinatawag nating um, so yun yung ito yung ating mga antivirus, no? Ayan. Okay. So yun yung mga personal firewall, no? A personal firewall is a vital security utility that acts as guard and monitoring of all the data traffic between your computers and the internet. It detects and protects your computer from the unauthorized intrusions, effectively making your computer invisible to many common type of attacks. It it's an essential layer of defense. On the other slide, we can also see the screensaver. A screensaver displays moving image in the black screen. Okay, yan. Okay, so that means your computer is idle, no? When it was already created a prevent screen burn in older monitors, today it's mostly used in entertainment or a privacy features as you can set to require a password to unlock the computer. Okay? Ayan. So there are a lot of utility programs, guys. So I want you to ano. So dito tayo sa utility programs for a while, ha. Yan, with the players, personal computer maintenance utility. So dito tayo sa application software. Application software na po tayo. So ang haba po ng module 5. Okay. So let's proceed to application software. So we spent the first half of our presentation so on the system software, so which is the foundation that makes our computer run. And now we move on to the second major class of a software, which is application software. So this is the software that we as user interact with directly. So it's the reason we use computers in the first place to write documents, to create spreadsheets, to browse the web, to play games, no? So it's the software that turns the computers from the piece of hardware into a tool of productivity and creativity. Okay? So now let's turn formally to define the application software and explore primarily, no, explore its primary purposes. Okay? So application software consists of the programs designed to make users more productive and assist with the personal tasks. We can also think of its purpose as falling into four main categories. First, you can make business activities more efficient. Second, to assist the graphics and multimedia projects. Third, to support home personal education tasks. And lastly, to facilitate communications. So we will be using these four categories, to structure our exploration of the vast world of application software. So let's look a visual representation of these different categories of the application software to see how they are related to each another. Okay, so yun guys, um, this diagram provides a simple breakdown of the four main categories of the applications. Software, business graphics, multimedia, home, personal, educational, and communications. As we move forward, we will be taking closer look with the specific types of software that fall into each of these quadrants. So this will give us a comprehensive overview of the tool that are available to us. Okay? So, but before we dive into the categories, it's important to understand also the different ways of the application software that is created or sold and distributed. So, ayan. So, a real variety of application forms are package software, custom software, web applications, open source software, shareware, freeware, public domain software. So, ito yung application software, no? Ayan. Business software. Ito yung ginagamit ng mga business software. The word processing software, clip art. Yan. Autocorrect. Ito yung mga features na include. Yan. In developing a document. Okay. Spreadsheet softwares. Business functions of predefined formula platforms of common calculations. Yan. Business software. Okay. graphics and multimedia softwares. Ayan. The web applications. Okay. So, I think that's all, guys.